Welcome to Iceland. It's a land of frigid vistas and harsh environments, unmarred by human activity and full of inspiration for artists and travellers alike. We're here on location in search of unique ice formations, hiking across glaciers in our expedition during the midst of the Icelandic winter. We've brought with us a Dido Lightstream kit, and we're looking to test its limits, demonstrating the creative lighting effects one can achieve in the dramatic environments found here. We welcome you on this journey with us as we showcase just a small taste of some of Iceland's natural beauty using the Dido Lightstream kit. So running through what we actually have in the kit, we have the D-LED 3 here, which is the light that we use throughout the video. As you can see, it's quite a small, compact little light. It's run from either a battery or from the main source. And it also has a adjustable colour temperature, so from 2700 to 6500 Kelvin. It's pretty lightweight, but extremely powerful, and we can change the light output from flood to spot. It just attaches to one of these little stands here, and these fold up, as you can see, quite small, and then extend to about my height. On the D-LED 3 we can also attach a softbox, so turn it into a more gentle light source with a larger area for output. We also have 5 reflectors in the kit with 4 different types. There are 2 number 1 types and one each of 2, 3 and 4. Now each number spreads light out at varying degrees so that the light appears to have different levels of intensity. So this is an example of what one of these little reflectors looks like. So reflector number 1 has the narrowest level of reflected light at 4 degrees, and the angle of output then increases with the reflector number. So this is number 4, and it has a wide output of 95 degrees. We also have this little flex pole, so we can add the reflectors onto it on this little thing here. And then adjust them into different positions, which is quite handy for kind of awkward angles that you're trying to get shots of. And this here is a V-mount battery, and it's attached to a little belt loop here. So you can attach this to your belt, so quite handy for when you're moving around. And that's pretty much the basis of what we have in the kit. It's all very compact, and we're able to go into a lot of different places with it and take all of the shots that we got. We're just here at an ice cave in Iceland. We've just had about a 30-minute walk to get here through rain and snow. So it's actually quite good at the moment because we've got some beautiful waterfalls that are coming down the ice. There's some lovely ice formations with icicles and all the ripples in the ice from the wind. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the Dido light kit, we're going to have a little play around with it, scout around for some locations, and then we're going to show you some before and after shots of what you're able to achieve with the Dido light kit. This particular scene has no lighting applied to it. It is difficult to make out the details in the ice, and while we can tell there is a waterfall in the background, we can't particularly make out any specific features. Here we focus the D-LED 3 directly on the scene from behind the camera in order to highlight the snow on the ridges of the ice cave. The waterfall in the background also picked up some of this light and reflected it with the sparkling glints of ice as the camera pans down. For this next scene, we've experimented by shining the D-LED 3 from behind the ice wall. We wanted to see if we were able to highlight the cracks, bubbles and formations within the ice. Here we have a close-up scene which has been backlit with the D-LED 3 on a daylight setting through an ice wall. By doing this, we were able to highlight the fascinating crystallizations that occur when an ice cave is formed. So we're just here at the Blue Diamond Cave in Iceland. We've just driven about 45 minutes to get here. There's some really beautiful ice formations here. This is more of a crevice where we have walked through. It goes all the way right up to the top of the snow, and we're sort of about 5-10 meters deep at the moment. So we've got some shots set up. I'm being lighted with the Leadzilla, and behind me is the D-LED 3 that's being used to light the back of my head and the ice around me. In this image, we were able to focus and reflect light from the D-LED 3 through the ice and highlight the pure white snow on the crevasse walls while simultaneously exposing the dark depths of the ice. So we've just set up a shot here. We've got some water that's been dripping down that's been highlighted by the D-LED 3. And the light we've also used to bounce off these beautiful ice walls. So there's a lot of reflected light that we're using to light the shot that's been set up. And I think it's turned out really, really well. This particular image was lit from the back, diffused through the ice, with a very low power in order to bring out the shadows in the foreground without overpowering the delicate textures seen at the top of the image. This image was lit in order to illuminate the spectacular ice structure in the centre of the image, which would otherwise have been too dark to capture. We used the D-LED 3, as well as 3 different reflectors to bounce the light around the scene. By doing this, we were able to highlight the incredible variation of colours and textures that exist within the ice and which would otherwise have been lost. These next few images showcase how we set up for this particular scene. We had the D-LED 3 on the left-hand side of the scene, shining light onto 3 different reflectors. These reflectors bounced and diffused the light throughout the scene in order to subtly highlight the ice structure. Unfortunately, we weren't able to stay long in this particular cave as a torrential downpour of rain turned the trickle of water on the right of the scene into a raging river. These next 4 images showcase how we can use the colour temperature to get different effects on the ice. These were taken at Diamond Beach, where the glaciers wash up on the black sand beaches. We changed colour temperature between daylight and tungsten, juxtaposing it with the blue of the ice, which allowed us to get these creative abstract pieces. As we played around with light positioning, we discovered that at the right angle, the sand would light up gold, causing the lovely coruscant effect featured. All our pieces to camera were also filmed with the D-LED 3 and reflectors. Here, we were filming a piece to camera for a separate photography video. We had some great light to get some landscape shots, however there was a quick change in weather conditions, and the fast fading sun called for some continuous light. For this particular scene, we used the D-LED 3 and the reflectors to act as key and fill lights for the piece to camera. These are just some of the effects we can achieve with the Dido Lightstream kit. Unfortunately, much of our time was hampered by inclement weather, including one of the worst storms the country has seen in years. We were, however, able to get some stunning creative and abstract shots, in addition to adding light to some of our more natural looking scenes. We hope this inspires you to get outdoors and see what creative options you can come up with a light, some reflectors, and an open mind.